This is AvenueChat with Casey Muse and special guest Janae. Don't know what her last name is.
It's Osborn.
Osborn. I think I knew that at one point in time. Hey,
you wrote it on the stuff, so.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Funny. Oh, that's so like me. That's actually is pretty much like me. Yeah. So hey man, so listen, Janae is the owner, curator, cultivator, inspirational source, life spring giving dwell. Boy, I just went so unnecessary.
It's the coffee.
Sorry.
Yes.
Don't know, I think I'd still probably do that even without coffee. Right?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. It's just very me. But this is the owner of Rice Queen Food Truck in a really small, big town called Nacogdoches, Texas. And I say that because she lives in Carthage.
Yeah.
And she commutes from Carthage to slang Rice Queen Korean Asian food street goodness to Nacogdoches. So I feel very humbled and blessed that she picked Nacogdoches of all places. Because she could have picked like Longview or like somewhere else. She's like right smack down in the middle of East Texas kind of.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
So Janae, first question that I gotta ask you, man, is why Nacogdoches?
Okay, well, we came here, my husband and I came here almost 8 years ago now from College Station. I had met him when I was still a youngin', just like getting into college. And I was in the Woodlands at the time, and we had met and decided to pursue this relationship together. And then his family owns a construction company, and they needed help in order to keep it rolling. And he was like, you know, you don't have to move out here. I have to move out here. And I was like, I don't have to move out here. Yeah, I do. So we kind of picked up and left and came to Gary to start. And then after a couple of years of getting set into place out there, I was like, I want to get back into the food industry. So I decided to work up at the Fredonia Hotel in downtown. And after that, I was like, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do with my life.
Okay, so you already had kind of a familiarity with Nac and working at the Fredonia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So, why start Rice Queen Food Truck? Because I mean, obviously your heritage is Korean.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so how did that come together?
Well,
I mean, you could have done.
yeah, literally.
Done another barbecue truck. Not swinging them. Not.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
barbecue's
talking
delicious,
about
but
barbecue trucks. The
yeah.
barbecue trucks here are absolutely fantastic.
They are, all of them. But no, I think really what started it was when I would have time off away from work, we would find ourselves going to Tyler and going to Longview because the Asian populations there are a little bit larger, less assimilated to the point where they feel comfortable sharing their food with the people there. So we would go there on date nights or to, just like go run around and do chores.
Mm-hmm.
And we found ourselves constantly going to these small mom and pop places, especially in, once again, Tyler and Longview. And I felt like it was kind of time to rediscover my heritage because for the longest time I knew that I was Korean, but I wasn't in touch with it. Same with my blackness. Like I knew that I was black, but I wasn't in touch with it. And so this was my way of like deep diving into myself and like becoming more comfortable with myself, becoming more confident in myself. And it's been a long time coming, but we just hit our 2-month mark March 2nd. And it's been a fun ride so far.
Rice Queen just hit their 2
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So where are you originally from?
Northern California, born in Fairfield, raised in like Vacaville, Dixon area.
I don't know where that is.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. Okay, Sacramento area.
Okay.
So like a little bit north of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That adds a little bit of context to that then.
Yeah.
Got it.
But we were out there. My dad worked in the oil industry for the longest time. And so he took my mom and myself from Cali, brought us out here, and we kind of started our lives as a family out here.
Okay. Cool. That is a great change from you go from California to originally in Texas. That's crazy.
Yeah, and like just some context, the person who I consider my dad is a white man.
Okay.
Like he took me into his family and raised me.
Right.
John Caldez. Like, yes, I love him with all of my heart. I love my mom too, but he did a really good job of like not making me feel different or disliking my skin tone. Like he's a good one. But
that is crazy.
Yeah.
So you are Korean, Black, but then by conditioning white.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot, and I think a lot of people see me and they're like, "What a conundrum." But like, I don't know, man. Like, I've told you this already, but life is so short that why wouldn't I live my life the way I want to live it and enjoy it the way I want to enjoy it? So like, if people don't get it, they don't get it. But like, everything that has led up to this point has helped me create Rice Queen Street Food. So like, I wouldn't change anything.
Right. Yeah, because Rice Queen in itself would look differently or be different.
Yeah.
Or maybe even you wouldn't be as strong enough to understand that you might just need to not care and you just need to go ahead and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes, from my perspective, right? I mean, for me, heck, it took a strong person to open up Star Avenue and feel like I'm just going to do it the way I want to do it. But then for you to do something completely left brain, for me to do Rice Queen Food Truck, to do Korean food in Nacogdoches, not East Texas, but Nacogdoches, Texas.
Yeah.
Because Nacogdoches is very just so deep rooted in Texas.
I know.
That is very bold.
And I'm so shocked every day we've had nothing but wonderful people coming up to the truck. Like, of course, you get, like, some Karens, but for the most part, everybody's been so nice and so welcoming. And I'm always shocked when people order, like, the tteokbokki, like the one that we let you try at like Snack Fridays, and people are like, "Wow, this is so good."
The big square noodle.
Yes, I'm always just like.
Have you seen it? So there's a video of me on Instagram. You see, all right? There's a video. I'm gonna need your help pronouncing it when we get to that.
Yeah.
Okay? I think I'm gonna attempt.
You got it. I believe in you.
So there's a video on Instagram, and I think it's on Facebook too, of me walking up to Rice Queen Food Truck in promotion for this event, and she hands me a tteokbokki.
Tteokbokki? Yeah. Pretty much, yeah, man. And
it's literally like if you take. I'm gonna describe it as if you open up a bag of ramen, right, and then you boil it, but it's like thicker. And it's literally like a noodle on a stick with like some really specific intentional Korean sauce on it. And it looks like what the mess I'm about to put in my mouth.
I mean, yes, you're right.
It does, right? It does, right? And the texture's kind of weird when you bite into it, but it's fantastic. It really is good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But yes, it's so shocking to see people say, "No, I love the kimchi that you made. Like, I really have been enjoying the pajan." Like, and it's nice to see people not scared off by words. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And them.
Oh, yeah. So our pajan is like a crispy scallion pancake. Okay. It's like a savory pancake. We serve it with like a sweet soy sauce. But that's like been so popular since we put it on the menu. And once again, always shocking when people come up and pronounce it correctly and aren't scared off by something that they haven't been raised around or even interacted with.
Right.
But it's very like humbling, but also at the same time it's like this huge confidence boost because seeing people not feel like, I'm not gonna order that. They're still gonna give it a try because hopefully they know that we're not going to feed them something that's disgusting at this point. You know, like, that's not what Rice Queen Street Food's all about.
Yeah, that would be kind of defeat the purpose of selling people food that's disgusting out of your food truck.
It's true. That's true.
Don't think you'd come back after that.
Yeah. But, like, there are some things within Korean culture that are, like, too taboo even for me to consume. So, yeah.
Like what?
I'm not really a fan of, like, raw squid in the sense where it's, like, still moving. Raw seafood in that, like, where it's like, literally living all the way up until you put it in your mouth. I'm like, that's very cool for you, but I personally, once again, very cool for you if you're into that, but like,
I don't think it's cool for me
either. I'm not there yet in my self-discovery journey, I guess. Like, maybe someday, maybe 50-year-old Janae will be like, yeah, but right now I'm like, it's still taking time for me to find the roots and all of that.
Yeah. So how long, what did the process look like of Rice Queen Food Truck mentally in the developing stages for you? Does that question make sense?
Yeah, it does. So for me, it started with when I was working up the Fredonia, for like the whole last, I would say for sure, almost a year of working there. It was just waking up every day and dreading going into work. Like, I love that place. I'm very thankful for all the opportunities that they gave me, but it just wasn't fulfilling in the sense where, you know, I would go up there and I would constantly question, like, what am I doing today? And not like itinerary wise, like the big question, like, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. And so I remember coming home right after COVID started, and it was just constantly like everything was so loose in the sense that we had no idea. I don't think anybody in the restaurant industry had any idea how COVID was going to affect us. But going up there every day and stuff changing, like, you know, just to the point where it felt almost like a whirlwind. And I came home and I was talking to my husband about it, and I was like, you know, it's not that I don't want to be there, I just don't feel like this is right. I feel like I have to do something different, because especially in the service industry, I don't think people realize how rampant mental illness is. You know, servers, chefs, anybody that works in the service industry has had a point, more than likely, where they've had a mental breakdown, and you might not know that, but it's definitely, I mean, that's why there are jokes about going and crying in the walk-in, you know, like that's very real.
I've not heard that joke. Of course, I don't work in the service industry.
Like, it's, you know, you joke about the things that hurt you or make you sad because it takes the power away from it.
Right.
But that was very real, and I remember multiple times, like, sitting there and being like, I can't do this. Like, my physical self cannot do this. Like, I wanted to not live.
Right.
And so that was kind of like the hard turning point where I was like, okay, it's time to do something different. Right. So I remember speaking with him and him being, my partner and him being like, why don't you just make rice bowls? He's like, you do them at home already. And I was like, when there's just another person there that can be like, hey, dummy, this is way better than what you're doing. Yeah, he didn't say that, but still, you know, like when you have another set of eyes.
That's definitely what he said. Is that what you said?
Nothing you did like that.
He didn't say anything like that.
She's so humble.
But still, when you have someone else there that can be like, hey, you know, maybe there's a different approach here that you can be taking so that you're not so miserable.
Right.
It definitely helped, because once again, I love the Fredonia, and I'm very thankful for all the opportunities that they gave me, but I would still be up there if it wasn't for Nick telling me, like, hey, you should just dump and do it. Because it had been years at that point that he was like, you should work for yourself. Like, don't work for other people, work for yourself. And I was like, like not confident enough yet to do it. And so I think once COVID hit, and like I said, it was just the constant grind of every day. I was like, okay, yeah, anything has to be better than this. Failure even has to be better than this. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how Rice Queen got the basis for it. Like,
yeah. So bases, what did you start with on the menu?
For sure, the rice bowls were the first thing that I was testing. Honestly, actually, the very first thing I tested, which hasn't even gotten onto the menu yet, were cheeseburger bao buns. And I was like, oh, those are cool. Like, I can do that. And then you think about cooking them in a large scale every day, and you're like,
I just ate, now I'm hungry again.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Maybe a rice cream special at some point, but like making the dough for them and then having to like put the burger meat in there and fold them perfectly.
Right.
Because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to food, so.
Well, I'm glad you are.
I try. I mean, I hope that people will see that whenever they get food from the truck. But we don't put anything out that. I personally don't cook anything or put anything out that I wouldn't eat.
Right.
And I feel like that's usually a pretty good sign of a chef is if they are willing to eat the food that they cook, then more than likely it's probably pretty good.
Right. Speaking of ate the food that you cook, so I'm terrible. I drank my Korean coffee. I drank my Korean coffee. Alrighty, speaking of girlfriend, you asked me about my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I use the word context of drunk and drank a lot. She corrects me.
Oh.
So I had that in mind when I said drunk. I'm like, that's not right. Shout out to you for always having my best at heart. Awesome. So yeah, I don't have this, but there's some, what cookies are these over here?
So those are the Kaiju Cookies.
Okay.
They're a chocolate cookie base.
Cookie. We're gonna do an on the spot.
Oh no. Oh no.
For the rest of the world to see.
Panic.
No, I don't do that. This is more just so I can be just elaborate and just
Okay.
over the spot and just because I enjoy it.
Well, I hope they're good.
Shout out to Dame Drops. Do you watch food reviews on YouTube at all?
I don't have a lot of free time, but
I mean,
if I did, I probably would.
I really don't either. I just listen to them a lot.
Okay.
Because I used to watch them a lot.
Gotcha.
But now I just listen to them on commutes.
Okay.
Right? When I probably should be listening to an audiobook.
It's your life. Do what you want, man.
Oh, yeah. There's another food person that goes, and that's my business, so whatever.
Oh my gosh. Are you talking about Tabitha?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. I love her.
Oh, yeah. But Dame Drops, he has this word that he coined, and I'll probably say it in the middle of this food review. In fact, I'll tell you now. He goes throat tolicles.
Oh my gosh.
So extra, but he goes, man, it feels good on my throat. Tolicles, man.
I don't know about a cookie, but maybe. It'll definitely taste good.
See. Listen, I don't think I have time for this food review, but this got some salt in it. A little bit of salt.
Actually, funny story, it's got miso in it.
I don't know what that is, but
It's like a fermented soybean paste.
actually, you want to try this?
It sounds crazy, but it's like the salt that you put in salted caramel.
Oh, I love that salt.
Yeah. So it's like a different interpretation of salted caramel.
This is illegal.
Thank you. That's so nice. I appreciate it. It's in the format of like something that is approachable for people, but when you tell them what's in it, they're like, I can't believe that. And I'm like, no, listen, just try it.
Listen, if you don't want nothing else but this cookie, that rice cream food truck, that's okay. I can't finish this right now.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And they're actually like, I made those ones smaller. Usually they're like massive, which is the sign of, or that's the nod to kaiju because it's like a giant monster. And it's a giant monster cookie usually. But I made them a little bit smaller so that everybody could sample them tonight and maybe not feel so guilty. But if you come by the food truck, I will absolutely make you feel guilty. Like, sorry.
Hey, they're fabulous.
Thank you.
They're absolutely wonderful.
That's so nice. Thank you so much.
They feel good. Made my throat tolicles feel good.
High praise. High praise.
They're so good. Now, do you have anything else that you were looking forward to adding to the food truck menu? Of course, not the hamburgers because then we talked about the whole thing, right? What does that look like?
Right now, I really want to add like a curry dish to it, like an actual.
Ginger's up for that.
Yeah, I love curry. That's my favorite dish, and I I want to make it from scratch because I'm a perfectionist and I like to be able to do stuff that people aren't doing here, but it's so hard to source all of the ingredients that you need like consistently, because that's the biggest difficulty on the food truck is finding everything, you know, for every week, because once you have it one week, people will constantly come back and be like, hey, I know I don't see it on your menu, but I'm gonna ask anyways, do you have this? And I always have to be like, I'm sorry, I can't source those ingredients all the time consistently, so this is just a special for right now.
Was that a thing for you with COVID? Or not with COVID, with the snowpocalypse?
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to source
Still,
ingredients, right?
Still, there are moments where like for sure for the last almost 2 weeks, I couldn't find ground beef in large enough scale so that we could have it for the truck. And unfortunately, like, yes, I want to feed the community, but I also have to make a little bit of a profit so that I can keep turning it over every week.
Keep feeding the community.
Yes! And so it was like, you know, I could pay almost triple for the normal amount that I get, or I could just not have it on the menu for 2 weeks. And that was the option that won. I was like, yeah, everybody will be fine. It'll be a whole celebration whenever we bring it back. And we had it this last week and we sold out immediately, so.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people's choice that they go through. We just won't have it for a little while. But the cool thing about that is, you know, when you get it back, you get to see, it's like absence makes the heart grow fonder type thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And we've had people coming out specifically for the soul beef that we have on the menu. So I'm like, oh good, okay. I'm happy to see that people actually do.
You really did like that. You weren't just playing around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's been good. But
Cool. So, touching on dynamics of your background, right? When you talked a little bit about Korean, Black, and then I'm gonna add in there the white because I think that those influences are so very high. Right?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna ask you this question, right? You're Korean, you're Black, and by default you're white, right? And you are now in East Texas. We've been in East Texas, but you are now in Nacogdoches, Texas for huge portion of most days when you're here, right?
Yeah.
And you walk into Whole Again today with this outfit, which is very much, I'm gonna say, unconventional.
Yeah.
In East Texas, right? So without being insensitive, I'm gonna ask you, as a person that has this aura, this presence, this vibration, this frequency, right, that you do, how do you gain the boldness to do that?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. Honestly, for me,
or how did you?
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes it's a journey, right?
Yeah, it definitely
it's not like in the moment, oh, I'm going to gain this, and now I'm bold enough to, because it doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it definitely wasn't overnight. When I was younger, I still feel like I have a lot of body shame, but I try not to show that. But it took me like having to come to terms with the fact that regardless of whatever body I have, it does a lot for me and I appreciate it. And so it's going to sound ridiculous, but I show my appreciation for it by wearing what I want to wear because like, I don't know, man, honestly, after growing up and feeling so ashamed, I don't want to put that out into the world because I feel like even though I don't know, I feel like it's going to sound like I'm holding myself on a pedestal here, but I feel like people look towards me, especially when I was working at the Fredonia. I had a lot of younger people, especially younger women that worked up there that would look towards me for guidance, and I don't want any of them to feel like, you know, you can't wear something because of this body shape that you have or because of any sort of misgivings you feel towards your body or yourself. Like, you're not going to live forever, so you might as well take risks and enjoy yourself while you're here because eventually, like, we're all going back into the universe, and at what point do you feel like that's not worth it? Are you going to look back and regret it, or is it going to be something that you can live with? And I feel like I've done a pretty good job of not living with a lot of regret. Maybe a little bit of regret. like most people, but not with my body, at least. Not with what my fashion sense, not with what I wear. Because I feel like, especially when people look at you, that's their first idea that they create in their head of you. And I'm almost 30 and I like cute stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna dress like I like cute stuff because, once again, like, who's gonna tell me no? Not my partner.
No, I've been doing this guy. I'll encourage you to do whatever you want to do.
Absolutely.
So 2 things, right? Because you said you like cute stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm going to bring up the intentional emphasis of you leading every single social media post with 2 words. Hey, cuties.
Yes, I do. Everybody's a cutie. Like, even if you don't feel like you're physically attractive, you're still a cutie. Like, I don't know. It feels like a very nice, sweet way to interact with people. Also, I feel like that's just how I am in real life. Like, there's no point in hiding my excitement when I meet somebody or I interact with somebody.
Yeah.
So that's just the way that, I don't know how it started, honestly. It kind of just came about with the way I interact with people, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, we're just gonna keep this rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So it hasn't stopped yet, and I don't foresee it stopping.
Right. Okay. So, broad question.
Mm-hmm.
Who told you that being bold enough to make your decisions is okay?
Oh, ooh.
When I say who, I mean, it could be like, you could have been watching TV one day and Dr. Phil or Oprah could have said this.
Yeah.
It could be the person that was on TV, just,
Yeah. Well, I know.
Or an actual person.
Yeah.
You're the person that you consider to be your father.
Yeah.
It could be a multitude of people, right?
Yeah, it's probably a few people. I know for sure my partner. I know I keep bringing him up, but he's done wonders.
Okay. It's fine.
He's done wonders for my self-confidence, and he makes me feel like he's gonna love me regardless.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people don't have that support system or don't know what that's like.
Right.
And so the second I got with him, I was like, oh wow, someone does love me unconditionally. I'm not gonna cry right now, not even a little bit, but he does love me unconditionally, so it helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think that discussing, and heck, I even think that bragging about your partner, if your partner gives you that support and really does have that affection for you, I think that it is only right. Heck, there are times that I'm probably bragging on my girlfriend a whole lot more than what people want to hear, but I do it very unapologetically because it's part of my decision-making process and part of my ability to problem solve situations or whatever it may be, so heck man, why not?
Yeah. No, I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
Lame.
No lameness in that one. It's good.
All right. Wrapping this up. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, cool. So I want to talk about this cardigan.
Yeah. So bright. So lovely. Good subject change. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm good. I'm just like, okay, stop. Stop tears. I'm sure everybody that I've ever worked with is like, yeah, that seems right. That's definitely a Janae.
It's good.
It is good. They're happy tears.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good. I mean, because the journey is the journey, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so anybody who's attached to the journey and understands sacrifices that have been made and understands like sleepless nights.
Oh,
and
man.
is there with you, and is encouraging you through sleepless nights. And, like anybody who understands those things, that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, in addition to him, of course, my grandma. My grandma Ronnie is amazing. I feel like growing up, I always looked towards her because she used food as like a way to love people.
Right.
And so I think I gained a lot of my personal traits from her, but between her and my mother and my father, like, all good.
Right.
All good.
Yeah. Yeah, I often I give people, the number one question I get is, you live in Texas, and how did you not develop a Texas accent?
Yeah.
Right. So I get that question a lot.
I definitely understand that. I feel like people look at me too and they're like, you've been here for how long? Because it's like almost 2 decades now. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure how that happened, but it has not happened yet. Once again, maybe when I'm 50-year-old Janae, I will have a very thick Southern Texas accent.
I don't think you will.
I know. Maybe it'll just all be fair front. Maybe I'll be like Mae West style, like, let them see me sometime, but maybe not.
I mean, my answer usually is, because my answer is usually the same, is I have the biggest cheat code in the world.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was a speech pathologist.
What? That's pretty cool.
So
That's pretty cool.
I looked at her and just never developed it. I think I developed it at some point in time when I was going to school in Sabine, which is in Liberty City, Texas, near Kilgore, right?
Yeah.
Because I actually grew up there for 8 years. So, yeah, that was fun.
I bet.
That was fun.
I bet.
That was fun. Actually, so changing subjects, there's a story attached to Sabine, which I will be telling at some point in time soon.
Okay.
Because I got asked to be on Storytellers in Tyler with a nonprofit there.
Cool. Congrats.
So I'll be telling that story there, but the story is called Flatfoot, because I am the flattest feet in the world, right? But yeah, so there's a story about enduring and teasing and being hazed, what it looked like to go through that. But yeah, it's a good story.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, but then there's a really awesome part of the story where when I joined the Cub Scouts, and I have really high impronation in my feet, and so they hurt sometimes, and I had to develop the just strengthening in my ankles and my feet and to endure through walking, right? And so whenever I was in second grade, I joined the Cub Scouts, right? And so my feet became really sore, and I literally could not walk for the remainder of the camp out, right? So the most unthinkable thing happened, right? My mom literally carried me in her arms through the remainder of the camp out, the next like 2 days.
Such a good mom.
Yeah, I didn't walk anywhere because she just she
Yeah.
had me, she
Got
just carried me. Yeah,
I love
so
that.
yeah, so that's part of that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the completion of that project and then sharing it. I think it's cool. Then after that, I'll probably be shedding some more light on it, on storytelling time on my public speaking brand on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'll start doing that. So that'll be fun too.
Very cool.
Yeah. I'll also tell the story of how me and Alex met, because we talked
cute.
about that.
I love
so,
it.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
we actually met during COVID. So
Really? Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
yeah, so it's a good story. It's fun.
So 2020 was good for you. That's what I'm hearing.
Maybe.
Crazy but good.
Oh man, I don't know. There was some downs. That was crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a wild year.
Yeah, I feel it.
That's definitely a wild year. Yeah. But enough about me. Enough about me. But hey guys, so right now Ashley, you got any questions? You got anything you want to say? You got any comments? Ginger, you got anything?
I do. Where is your truck usually located at?
Yeah, so we're usually at Red House Winery.
Okay.
But we post our schedule and our location at the beginning of every week. We try to have that mapped out for at least 4 to 5 days ahead of time, just so then that way people can plan accordingly. Because we understand that, we're not in like this huge city like Houston where people can just, there's always people around at the drop of a hat wherever you go. So it helps a little bit so that people can actually plan their schedule and hopefully put aside a day to come see us so that we can feed them.
Yeah. How many days a week do you?
Usually 4 days. 5 days if I'm up in town and I'm feeling it, but sometimes I need a day to like pick up ingredients. I need a day to go talk to my vendors. And then I also need a day to rest,
Absolutely.
which usually it's not rest, it's me like doing social media posts and getting everything set up for the week. But
Right.
usually 4 days a week, so.
Gotcha.
Cool. Yes, ma'am.
Come visit.
Honestly, let me feed you.
I will.
Like, whatever you want. Well, whatever's on our menu.
Whatever you can find the ingredients for.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You figured it out.
I think one of the significant things for me, like watching it come about, the importance of a black-owned business and what it meant to put the Rice Queen logo on the side of the truck, and also the development of the imagery behind the business itself to put that so forefront and everything, and not hide it behind just a text or something.
Yeah.
Maybe talk a little bit about kind of the importance of that development and what just the logo behind it and the branding means for Rice Queen.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a good question.
Hey man, let's swap seats.
No, don't do that.
No?
I love him, but he does podcasts already, so.
Yeah. Why?
Comic
We should be
Watch.
on. Yeah, I think we've talked about podcasts before, haven't we?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm like, no, as far as the logo for Rice Queen, it was created by Blandame Art. You can follow her on Instagram. She's amazing. I knew right off the bat that I wanted to do something kawaii, but with a black influence on it, and I had to get a black artist. And as soon as I went to her and told her just the idea behind the truck, she whipped together the character that I'm going to lovingly refer to as Rice Bay, because she named her for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yes. As soon as she showed me like the sketch that was in development, I was like, wow, this is perfect. And putting it on the side of the trailer was seeing representation that I didn't see as a child. Like, you don't see a lot of black soft girl anime characters, and it was just really cool to see both of our hard work coming together. Once again, she's amazing. I can't speak highly enough of her, but her being able to interpret all my crazy ideas in my brain and sketch them out and give them life. And then on top of that, seeing young black girls and black people come up to the truck and be able to identify with the brand right off the bat is very cool, because I don't think people realize just how many black anime fans there are in the world. There are a lot of black anime fans.
We're not allowed to be anime fans.
Yes, we are. That's what I'm here to tell you. Like,
Good.
yes.
Good.
I mean, I'm a huge
Yeah.
anime fan. And I feel like a lot of people look at it as though it's something childish.
Right.
But animation is just another form of artwork. And if you can look at artwork created by an older white man and feel some sort of way, you can look at artwork created by a black girl that has huge anime influence and feel some sort of way.
Yeah. I'm guilty, I'm not gonna lie. The only anime that I really watched is Boondocks and Afro Samurai.
I love Boondocks. I love Boondocks.
Boondocks is that's my
like so good.
Maybe is my favorite TV show ever.
Okay, so we just watched it. We binged it all in like
Really?
2 weeks. Yeah, and
it's binge worthy.
Man,
It's binge worthy.
and
it really
it still ties into now. If you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, this is still relevant.
Well, you know what's real crazy about it is it was actually made by two creators that are black, that there are particular things that they wanted to critique and shed to light behind the perspectives and mindset of traditional or mainstream black culture, right? And so every single season, after sending the pilot in, they would get banned for the previous season. So then they had to go through like a year or two of litigation, red tape to even be accepted in the approval to have the next season.
Yeah.
Right? And then like after the third season, they stopped being writers, and then they came out with like half a season, and the fourth season's kind of, it's just not there for me. But
I definitely understand. Supposedly they're making another season. It's gonna be.
they've said that for the last 10 years.
But it's through HBO Max. I don't know if it's real. Like.
They're supposed to have a movie. They're supposed to have a TV series.
Bummer.
Season. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Because you know John Weatherspoon, the guy that played Grandfather, rest his soul.
I know. That was so sad.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's the crazy black uncle that everybody wanted, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
well, from Friday
Yep.
to Boondocks to what's the Wayans Brothers show, right?
In Living Color? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the Wayans, with the Wayans Brothers, right?
Oh, okay, the actual, gotcha.
We're brothers, we're happy and we're singing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they played the Electric Relaxation by what is Tribe Called Quest? Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
classic.
Yep.
I love them.
Yeah, Tribe Called Quest. And then when Tribe Called Quest had Busta Rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This has been good. I'm like, yeah, I'm just talking about stuff that I care about. This has been really cool.
Yeah. No, this literally is what AvenueChat is. Like I had one with a mentor of mine because I used to do them all on Instagram Live with the peer-to-peer split screen format,
cool.
right? That's how I started doing them when I actually just called them the podcast about nothing. It's literally this is what it was called. It was called the podcast about nothing, right? And I had my mentor on there, and he was like, "Man, what people gonna be scared for? Literally, it's just that. It's a chat, man. What they talking about? What people scared of?" And so he's just, but yeah, it's just a conversation about everything and anything, you know, from mental health to whatever. I mean, that literally is the point and the purpose of it. So if we talk about anime, it's just as accepted.
Perfect. That's all I talk about. Just a nerd.
That's okay. It's okay. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're in Nacogdoches. I'm glad you had Rice Queen. I'm glad you had the journey enough to timingly introduce Rice Queen to Nacogdoches. Hopefully we'll be around in other cities as well and not just Nacogdoches.
Woo. I want to. It's so difficult though. Like, I'm still learning how to tow a trailer.
Listen, if I said that, that means that I'm personally going to take care of that. It gets done.
Oh snap! You're gonna tow the trailer for me?
No, I'm gonna
Okay.
but I'm gonna make sure you ask yourself in other cities.
I would love that. Yes, we're trying to branch out. It's just
Well,
there's so much demand here.
Yeah, but we're gonna speak it. It's gonna happen.
You're right. You gotta put it into the universe in order to make it real.
We're gonna speak it. Your next stop is Longview.
Okay.
It's gonna happen.
Okay. That's close to the house. I like.
It is. It is.
It's only like 45 minutes away instead of almost an hour away.
Right. It is.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. That's why I say that too.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Right. Yeah. All right, guys. So this has been Avenue Chat with Janae Osborn
Woo! You remembered.
from Rice Queen Food Truck with, what's the name of this cookie?
The Kaiju Cookies.
Kaiju Cookie. And the other thing that I tried with the rice noodle that I can't remember the name right. Tteokbokki. Yeah. And Korean coffees. And a bunch of other really cool things. Thank you guys for being in the audience. Thank you guys for watching it on the other side of the screen on IGTV. Go to my YouTube page, Avenue Speak. Like, give me a follow, leave me a comment, thumbs up, all that other crazy mess. Gotta get to 20 followers, man. It's a new page I just got there, just opened it up. I'm at like 9 right now. Give me 11 more. So we can keep this thing going. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day.
Yay, that was so fun.